Welcome, everybody. It's time once again to grab your board, swim out into the sea of ideas. See if you can catch a pipeline, like a sales pipeline.
My name is Matt Heinz. We are here every week live at 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern, talking about sales and marketing best practices. We are featuring some of the best and brightest minds in the sales and marketing industry. Today is no different. We'll get to our guest here in a second. If you're joining us live on the radio today, thank you so much for joining us on the Funnel Media Radio Network. Very excited to be part of that. We also are joined by a lot of people who are getting to us from the podcast. Thank you for subscribing. You can find us if you're catching us for the first time. You can subscribe on the iTunes Store and Google Play. And every episode of Sales Pipeline Radio, past, present, and future, is available at salespipelineradio.com. Today, very excited to feature from Citrix. We've got the worldwide senior manager of sales enablement tools and services. It is Eric Spatzer. We're going to talk today about sales enablement enterprise at enterprise scale. And Eric has been a real leader and a trailblazer in the sales enablement work. So excited to have him on the show today. Eric, thanks so much for joining. You talk a lot. I know in the webinar we did a couple weeks ago, and I've heard you talk about it elsewhere, is the idea of having the right funnel for your business. Can you talk about what that means? And I think, a lot of people look, you can buy Salesforce.com, and there's a bunch of funnel stages built right into there, and you can read a lot of books, and it'll tell you what your funnel should look like. What does it mean to have the right funnel for your business, and how have you been able to implement that at Citrix?
On the buyer's journey aspect of things, there's been understanding the buyer's journey as it always starts with, and building a sales process on top of it. In a really simplified way is as I refer to, step one, and understanding the type of funnel that you think your people can manage. So, for example, an oil funnel is very, very wide at the top and very, very tiny at the bottom. So there's clearly a bottleneck at the bottom, and usually the steps at the bottom of the funnel are financial discussions, legal discussions, solution. Maybe even if you back up a step, you have the wrong technology, or there's a solution challenge there with regards to your technology or your product that you're selling. So ultimately, attention needs to go there to open up that bottleneck, because you're not closing as much pipeline as you can, because it can't come out the bottom. And if it's too wide on top, you have way too many resources focused on way too many customers that you can't actually focus on getting them to the next stage. So I think paying attention to that is one step if you have that type of funnel. The other type of funnel is just a tube. There really is no leverage across the funnel. It is just one big tube, and whatever comes in the top usually goes out the bottom. That is 100% customer retention rate, and is not a bad business to be in for the most part. Very predictable. But definitely not growth and growth generated for the most part. And then what is really interesting is a very highly effective strategy is an upside down oil funnel. So it's very thin at the top. You let one or two or very select few customers into the funnel, but at the bottom it is an outpouring of revenue. And so there's goodness, badness to all these, and I think it's about understanding your business and understanding what that funnel looks like, what the velocity through that funnel looks like, and what is the ideal velocity of what your company wants. What is the company culture looking for?
Love it. Well, we got a lot more coming up here after the break with Eric Spatzer. He runs worldwide sales enablement for Citrix. So we're going to talk a little more about some of the components that go into making sales enablement great: people, process, content, tools, and technology. We're also going to talk about why sales reps should be collecting their old sneakers and what that has to do with some of Eric's passions outside of work as well. We'll be right back after we pay some bills. This is Matt Heinz, and listening to Sales Pipeline Radio.
Are you tired of sending sales emails and wondering if they ever even get opened? If so, you need MailTag. MailTag is a Chrome browser extension for your Gmail that allows you to track your emails in real time. You receive alerts right on your desktop as soon as your emails are read. And as a special thank you for being a listener of this show, we've teamed up with MailTag to provide you guys with special discount on your MailTag subscription. Just type in the word Heinz, H-E-I-N-Z. You can get 50% off for life. Yeah, 50% off for life. What do you got to lose but that question mark hanging over whether your emails got opened? Be sure to check out mailtag.io. I know it's a little different. Mailtag.io to start your completely free 14-day trial. No credit card required, and afterwards, put in that code Heinz and get 50% off for life. You'll thank us afterwards. In a world where the speed of innovation and change in B2B marketing has never been greater, the only thing bigger is the need for clarity, for a blueprint, for a guide to what's really working. And how about a way to apply it specifically today to increase sales pipeline growth, velocity, and most of all, conversion? That's what you'll find in the Modern Marketer's Field Guide. And amazingly, you can download it for free. HeinzMarketing.com, just like it sounds, HeinzMarketing. It encompasses the entire sales and marketing cycle, but in quick bursts with lots of specific, actionable ideas, strategies, tactics you can put to work right away, like today. The loaded table of contents helps you narrow in and tackle a problem. And it's something you can come back to over and over again as a reference guide. Why not download your free copy of the Modern Marketer's Field Guide? It's free. HeinzMarketing.com, just like it sounds. HEINZ Marketing.com.
Just got a couple more minutes here with Eric Spatzer from Citrix. And one of the questions we ask a lot of our guests is, who are some of the sales leaders, sales influencers, sales authors that have influenced you in your career? And who do you recommend other people pay attention to? These can be people that are dead or alive in any different function. It doesn't have to be just in sales and marketing. But who has inspired you, and who would you recommend other people check out as well?
Yeah, well said. I think it's the common ones out there, and a lot of the data-driven ones out there. So the Jeff Bezos of the world that are very hot today. On that note, whether it be the Apples of the world, of course, everybody has leaders, but I tend to pay attention a little bit to the leaders that are closer to me, and I can relate with a little bit more and see some of that secret sauce behind them. So Al Montserrat now at Nuance Communications has been a big mentor for me and has really built a culture over here at Citrix that is fairly unstoppable. Mark Templeton, the original mentor of mine, whether he knows it or not, built a culture over here, and ultimately Simon Sinek, the start with why concept is something I always ask myself. And those around me to really understand those around me. But I think there's definitely I try to pay attention to many sales leaders up and around me, and the future sales leaders, which is the younger generation. I think the younger generation is powerful in its own right. And in addition to looking backwards and seeing some of those sales leaders that influenced me, I'm looking forward to looking forwards and understanding from the young how they want to lead and empowering them for the future.
Love it. All right, last quick question. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this Sunday?
Well, I can't argue with the host of the show, so I got to go with Tom Brady, but I will admit I'd like to say it's for the last time and see some new reigns come in the show, although Bill Belichick may be the guy that continues to win ongoingly.
I don't know. It's going to be fun to watch. Well, thank you so much. I know you're super busy. You got a lot of stuff going on, but appreciate you joining the show. Eric Spatzer, he is the head of worldwide sales enablement and services for Citrix. Lots of good insights. His answer alone on different types of funnels. Feel like I probably need to go listen to that 3 or 4 more times, unpack all the great value in that. So definitely take advantage of this. If you want to share this episode with some of your colleagues and peers, definitely check it out at salespipelineradio.com. We'll have it up there in a couple of days. We will have a highlights blog post of this interview as well on HeinzMarketing.com, including links to gotsneakers.com. Definitely check that out as well. We are out of time. We're going to see you next week. Remember, we got Manny Medina. He's the CEO of Outreach.io. We'll have a great conversation about sales engagement tools, improving productivity of your sales organization from the floor of the SaaStr conference in San Francisco. For my great producer, Paul, this is Matt Heinz. We will see you next week on Sales Pipeline Radio.
Once again, you've listened to Sales Pipeline Radio, brought to you on behalf of the thousands of members of the Funnel radio channel for at-work listeners like you.